Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's Moses here alongside the greatest co-host, Isaiah Gessner.
What's up, everybody?
And today, we're going back to a little bit more of the usual podcast schedule. It has been March Madness, and rightfully so, with the tournament ending today, actually, at the time of this recording. Quick shout out to Zay and I for getting the national championship game right. Shout out to everyone who doubted us. Go Cougs. Zay's got the Gators. But anyway, that aside, we're talking NBA today for the first time in a little while. Feels good to be back to some professional basketball, seeing some of these faces that we've seen in March coming to the big stage here in a couple months. But we're going to talk about the guys who have been balling this season in our last awards predictions about a week or so before brackets, I believe, drop. So we're going to get those top threes here. But Zay and I are going to give you each of our one pick for each of the awards, excluding clutch player, because it's kind of participation.
We don't care.
Yeah. Sorry. Respectfully.
Yeah.
But
no offense.
Anyway, no offense. Zay, what do you got for the people?
Yeah. Again, it's great to be back, like you said, doing some NBA stuff. I love having tunnel vision for March Madness. It's my favorite sporting thing of the year every year. So being able to lock in for like a month and a half and have, full blown, Mo and I are doing film studies. We're filling out brackets. We're doing everything, just absorbing all that content and getting out of that and being like, hey, it's NBA playoff time is amazing. This season has been great. We've seen historic trades. We've seen teams that we thought were really good blossom into great teams. We're looking at the Cavs where they could totally win it all. We don't include our finals winner in this video because that'll be in our playoff video. So we don't want to give a spoiler too far in advance here. But it's been a great year. We'll go through all of our picks. We've got a ton of content coming out. More NBA playoff stuff, play-in stuff, NFL draft stuff. We'll have NBA draft stuff, and I'll have my WrestleMania grand video next week with all my picks and everything like that for WrestleMania 41. So a lot of content. We're excited to keep putting it out into the spring and summer. And without further ado, Mo, we want to get into these award picks.
Let's jump into it, man. I'm excited for today's video. We did our predictions vid about 5 to 6 months ago, which feels just like yesterday, but it's time for a little bit more solidified, have a full season of work with about 4 or 5 games left for a lot of these teams. Most of these awards, Zay and I were talking, most of these awards are pretty locked in, but we're gonna break it down today for you guys. And Zay, if you're ready, I believe we're starting with the Coach of the Year.
Yes, we are. And this is one that we have and that everyone else is probably in agreement about or shouldn't complain about. Kenny Atkinson with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The job he has done cannot be overstated. It is so impressive. It really is. Like, we talk about it all the time of the Cavs are a really good team. They're a team that can make the second round. They're a team that can surprise people, knock off a Knicks, that can knock off a healthy Sixers team, do that. But their ceiling is capped at probably losing to the Celtics and things like that. It's totally different this year. I think the Cavs are a legitimate threat to win it all, and I am not just saying that. It's been such an impressive season. They've continued to win more games. Evan Mobley has evolved even more to the point where you could make a real argument he is the best player on the Cavs. And that is, again, not all Atkinson, but certainly him setting Mobley up for that success. The trade for DeAndre Hunter, he was a great piece to add in that system as well as a defensive wing. Atkinson has done an amazing job, and that is my pick for the Coach of the Year.
Kenny! For my AOT fans, Kenny Atkinson is also my pick for today's video. The Cavs, man, 39-9 in Eastern Conference play. Just
Boy.
absurd. 33-6 at home, which, if you haven't heard, they are the first overall seed in the East. So they're going to have home
Yep.
court advantage throughout the playoffs. They clearly like being in Cleveland this season. And as you said, man, Atkinson, obviously not all him, it's also management, but getting the players
Totally.
to elevate the defensive end of the ball. This team is the best offensive team based on offensive rating in the league. Just all the stats are there for the Cavs. And as you said, at the beginning of the season, we knew they were good. We knew they were solid. We knew they were a playoff team. But we thought, it's going to be the Celtics. It's going to be the Knicks out of the East.
Yep.
The Cavs are a legitimate threat in a 7-game series. It's going to be hard to knock this team off 4 times.
Yep.
And I just can't wait for some playoffs hoops with especially this squad. So
Totally. I said it to Mo before the podcast. You can almost pencil in Cavs Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes 7. It is going to
yep.
be an amazing series. And for both of us as Celtics fans, definitely a little fear there, even though I believe in my guys. Most improved player. Now, this award means JJ Redick said it best. We should say it's the top overall pick that gets a max contract and becomes an all-star award. It's what it is now.
Yeah.
But Mo, do you want to get us started here with your pick for MIP?
Yeah, my guy falls right into that category. And I mean, rightfully so. He's brought this Pistons team back to the playoffs for the first time in a while. Cade Cunningham is my pick for most improved player. As they said, JJ said it best. The first overall pick who gets max contract, and which Cade does fall exactly into this.
Yes.
I think that might have been who he was talking about, even though I don't think Cade's the favorite. But I'm advocating for Cade, as I said, for getting the Pistons in a playoff position. He's jumped up basically in every statistical category, averaging 3+ more points than last season at 25, having the best shooting season of his career, 46%, and basically matching his number that he set last year for 3-point percentage as well at 35.4. 2 more assists, 9.1, almost averaging a double-double. Just been the guy for the Pistons, this young Pistons team. He's been in the league for a couple of years now, starting to, kind of put his mark, stamp his place in this Pistons team as their leader and playing winning basketball instead of, just getting stats, getting a contract and calling it a day. He's been doing it all season for the Pistons, and personally, I think has earned the most improved player title. But it's one of these awards on this list that's definitely more up for debate than others.
Okay, so this is one we do have differently, and if there were a most improved team award, I would give it to the Detroit Pistons. They have been amazing, and like you said, a lot of that is because of Cade. It's my own thing. I can't name a top 5 NBA player MIP. This is my own thing. And so I knew Cade was going to be great. He was great at Oklahoma State. He was great his whole time. Monty Williams put up maybe the worst coaching job ever in his time at Detroit. And so we knew there would be a rebound of some sort. So I don't want to turn this into a knocking Cade thing. It's my own criteria when I'm filling out a ballot of I just can't do it. I can't do
I
it.
respect
But
it. Yeah.
I think he's top 2. And I think the other guy he's in a competition with is the guy I picked, Dyson Daniels of the Atlanta Hawks. We knew in New Orleans that he was going to be, or he was this great defensive piece. He was a defensive specialist, and there were the tools there to where you could hope he could become a 3-and-D wing in down the road. Last season, 5.8 points. This season, 14.2, 2.7 assists to 4.3, 3.9 rebounds to 5.8, 1.4 steals to 3, which is best in the NBA at this point.
Absurd.
He's doubled in that department, which is crazy. Field goal percentage, he's shooting 49.4% from the field. That increases 5% from last year. He's increased 4% from 3-point range, and more importantly, has knocked down almost double the amount of 3-pointers that he made all of last season. And he's still got a couple games to go in that department. So to me, Dyson Daniels has just been analytically every single step. He's almost increased his points per game by 10, which is
That's crazy.
impressive.
Yeah,
Obviously getting a bigger role and a more established role in Atlanta where he knows he can be the Marcus Smart. He can be one of those guys, and he's really blossomed because of that. Very impressed by Daniels, and he is undoubtedly one of those building blocks in Atlanta that I am not trading unless a superstar of some sort is on the table. He's been that good for them.
I couldn't agree more. Young stud coming out. The 3 steals a game is just silly. We knew he
Bro.
was a menace, as you said, on the defensive side of the ball, but having the
Yep.
stats to back it up and 3 of them a game at that
Yep.
is just absurd. So I don't see a problem with this pick at all, and probably
Yeah.
going to be the guy to win it. So
Yeah. And that's the thing. The reason I hate talking about this award in particular, besides clutch player, it's not that I hate talking about that one. It's just boring. Like we we both kind of agree, and which is the reason we throw it off. Um, but it does feel like it has become like the moment John Morant won it, it did kind of feel like, all right, so this is what the pick is gonna be now.
yeah,
Like he was the second overall pick. He was like, I don't know, but
it
no,
wasn't.
no
Yeah,
knock on Cade. Yeah, I'm not gonna be the one to hate on a guy who I've really loved seeing play basketball this year. So we'll
absolutely.
move on from that to one that we are going to wind up agreeing with as well. The rookie of the year, Stephon Castle of the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah,
We called this. We called this on draft
we
night.
we saw it in him at UConn. Obviously, national champion. We knew the talent was there.
Yep.
In our predictions video, I think we gave 3 guys. He was my third.
Mm-hmm.
He was my long shot pick to win.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has just been better than advertised, league ready in year 1, like hasn't really had too many hiccups compared to, the normal rookie in his first season. He has just been a hooper all season long. Unfortunately, some injuries and,
Mm-hmm.
some trades, shuffled the chemistry and things down in San Antonio. But when Wemby comes back healthy, when they're at full strength next season, and Castle doing what he's done this year, coming off of Rookie of the Year season, watch out for the Spurs out west. Another team to an
Yep.
already stacked conference. It's absurd. But
Yep.
as you
Yeah.
said, we got to give ourselves some flowers because we saw this one on draft night.
Yeah. The I think in the short term, obviously, is our rookie of the year pick. In the long term, getting this opportunity with Chris Paul to be mentored by one of the greatest point guards of all time is going to pay dividends to him for the next
Mm-hmm.
10, 15 years, however long Castle plays. I think you get that. You're going to have Wemby going forward. I'm so happy for Castle. He goes in, wins a title last year with UConn, goes into the
Yep.
NBA, wins Rookie of the Year on a team that has a lot of promise.
Yeah.
It's a good start to a career to transfer over from college for Castle, and I feel very strong about this pick. I will say, had Jared McCain been healthy all year and he kept
100%.
playing at the level he was on, he's
It
probably winning
was
this award.
it was looking to be a runaway with
Yeah,
McCain, just with how hot he came out. It
dude.
was it was something to watch, and yeah, can't. Will he be? Do you know if he played enough games? Will he be able to win it next year?
So I think the ruling is if you play a minute, you
It's
aren't
Tut.
qualified. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I technically he will be a sophomore next year. So
Most improved.
it does.
Watch out.
Yeah, yeah, and dude, it's so funny. I went back to our draft live stream, and
Yep.
we just kept saying as the draft went on of like, why is McCain sliding? Why is Connect sliding? Why is this happening? And
I
then
knew it, man. These obviously doesn't always translate, but the
no,
proof's in the pudding. These are guys who are passing the eye test. Like it's just
yes,
it's
with
the
flying colors.
it's the youth debate. It's the whole, they played a couple extra years in college. It's that whole thing. But I just
Yeah,
watch out for Jared, man.
I totally agree. So wanted to give him some love. Alex Sarr has played better.
Yep.
Zachary Reese-Shea, maybe not memorable as a first overall pick, but certainly has the tools to be a NBA player for a long time that can contribute.
Yeah.
So want to give him love, but yeah, Castle is the winner
My
nonetheless.
God, man. Yep.
On to one that is more controversial. We have
Yeah.
defensive player of the year. This is not as clear cut as what we've got. I went back and forth between two guys here, but ultimately I settled on my second Cavs winner on my ballot to join Kenny Atkinson. I have Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I do as well.
Yeah, so we'll do we want to address the other names first and then get into Mobley?
Yeah, I think we should. This award is
Okay.
one of those ones that I said most of these are probably pretty solidified. This one is one that's going to be up to debate till the last game of the season. So,
Yeah, so the number one name betting wise is Draymond Green, and it has come out over the last like month. Like he is now he was like minus 400, I think, when I looked yesterday. Like he is the favorite, kind of sort of. I am not mad at him getting the love. I'm not mad at him being top 3 on a ballot, but first
mhm.
overall to me just doesn't feel right. I also don't love the like ESPN press run he's kind of doing to get it. It
Yeah.
this everything I'm saying sounds hatery, but like it does kind of remind me of Embiid when he was making his case for MVP, and like he totally deserved MVP that year, but it did kind of feel like a pity one. I know I'm a Celtics fan saying it, so if you're a Sixers fan, you can ignore it and say it's hate.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yep.
But I do feel that the second person on my ballot who I considered was the guy who won Most Improved Player in Dyson Daniels and what
Yeah.
he's done this year. I get it's hard for these guards to win, and I agree with Jalen Williams that there needs to be a big man award and a guard award for this
For sure.
because the guards don't get it. Like we had
It's
Marcus Smart and Gary Payton before that.
it's virtually impossible. Like you
Yeah.
literally have to have a historic defensive season as a guard if you want to win
Yes.
this award. But yeah, man, a lot of it's turned into the Rudy Gobert Award. He's another guy who
Yep.
probably hasn't done enough to win it. Like his stats are pretty similar, but his team
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been as good. Their defense rating as a whole hasn't been as good.
Right.
It's just turned into this big man award, and I feel like
Yeah.
100% they should separate it into two because you can't really compare. It's hard to
Yeah.
compare. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it I'm not mad at people that have Draymond. I just don't have it. But what we
Yeah.
do have is Evan Mobley. We can now
Yes,
we
we
can now
do.
talk about the guy who we have winning the award. It has
Yep.
been an incredible season for Mobley, just continuing to take a leap and evolve as a player. Um, he has been consistently improving on the offensive front and defensively. It's not just blocks and defensive rating and all of those
Mhm.
things that help line it up.
Mhm.
Watch a Cavs game and see how many plays he makes an impact on, because he is either contesting and his wingspan is getting in someone's face and making a easy midi harder.
Yep.
He is able to
Yep.
just strike fear. You got to think. I don't care if you're Ja Morant. I don't care who you are, bringing it down low. When you see Evan Mobley in that paint, it is scary. So
6'11", 7-foot wingspan. Yeah, as you said,
yeah,
it's not the stats might not be eye popping. Like he's not leading the league in blocks or anything. He's top 5,
yes,
but
hmm
yeah, just watch a Cavs game and see he's impacting 9 out of 10 shots when he's on the court, if not all. Like it's
yeah,
just he's everywhere. His
yes,
agility at that size, the length, as I talked about, it's the culmination of all those things that I
yeah.
believe has earned Evan the award this year.
And I will say too, to give a shout out to a YouTube channel that I really like, Hoop Venue. They have a YouTube video called "This Is Not the Same Evan Mobley," and it is amazing. Does a whole like film breakdown on him. Highly recommend. He makes an amazing case for that award, an even better one than I do. But he has just been amazing this year. I'm totally happy to see Mobley get it. It felt like it was penciled in for Wemby to win this award, and then
Yeah,
once he got hurt and missed the requirement, it felt like it was Mobley, and you had Jaren Jackson in there, and then Dyson Daniels has been great, and now we're getting a late surge from Draymond. So it's been more open than, like you said, a Rudy Gobert is going to walk in and win it, or Wemby is going to win it. So happy
mm-hmm.
to see Mobley getting his win here. Totally
His
deserved on what
first.
has been a great season. First, and I I would not be surprised if he picks up another one down the road.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Um, On to our six man. I got a smile on my face just looking at this. Six man of the year, a guy neither of us had as Celtics fans.
Not even our top
Peyton
three.
Pritchard. No,
We
no, he
gave
was
we gave
not.
4 or 5 names. He was not one of them. We probably could have given 10
No,
names, and he wouldn't have
I
been one of them.
I would not have said Peyton. And it's no knock on him. I think it's hard as a Celtics fan. You get like, or as a fan of any team, you kind of get blinders. I would not have thought it was Peyton, but my goodness, he started this year on a fire and has played some amazing basketball the entire year.
It was unbelievable. As you said, no knock on Pritchard. It's just with the strength of the Celtics, especially at the guard position. How many
Yeah.
minutes is he going to get? Is he really going to be able to impact the game? Boy, has he impacted the game. Career high in points, rebounds, steals, tied in assist at 3.4, almost beating his 3-point percentage numbers. 41.1,
Yeah.
41.2 is his high. Like, same with field goal percentage. It's right there. Like, he has just had a career year in all aspects of the game.
Hmm.
The Celtics have the best 3-point percentage from their bench unit because of big part of Pritchard.
Yeah.
He became the second most made threes in Celtics history off the like as a bench player. Like, and Derek just broke the record this season. So it is just obviously we've shot a record number of threes. That's
Yeah.
more likely to happen. But you got to make the shots, man. And this guy, boy, has he done that. Like, it's just been a treat to watch Pritch all season.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. One of the craziest things to me is He went from 9.6 points last year to 14 flat this year. He improved his time. He is playing less than 6 minutes more from last year.
Wow.
Like, it's not like it's this, player where like their role is drastically bigger. It's bigger than it was last year. He kind of established that role last year, and now it's like that is your spot on the Celtics.
Yep.
It's so crazy because we've had so many talks, you and I and us and our other Celtics friends, of like, man, when Peyton wanted to be traded and just
Dude.
being like, hey, if you want, like, I get it. You want a bigger role. You want to play. You work your ass off. Peyton,
Mm-hmm.
if you have to get in the NBA, this is obvious, but he hires his friends to travel with him so we can scrimmage against him. He does all of these things, and I understand him being like, man, we're winning, and that's awesome. I'm a winner first, and I'll sacrifice to win. But I want to
Yep.
play basketball. I'm a good basketball player. To go from that, the last time they were in the finals, and then to go to last year, them winning a title, and it
Dude.
being him being a very big part of that, and now
Vital
continuing that
piece.
momentum into a 6 man of the year.
Like as you said, the timeline is just it's surreal. Like there's a
It is.
realistic shot where he's not even on this team, and who
Yeah,
knows? He probably would have been a starter on whatever team
I
he
think
was
so.
traded to, and he doesn't even win this award. Like it is just it's crazy.
Yeah. It's so amazing as someone that, he went to Oregon too. He's a local. Like, it's really cool to get to see him blossom into that. I went over to my dad's house a month or two ago, and he was on the cover of one of my old magazines with Jonathan Williams at Gonzaga. Crazy pull, but
Damn.
it was him and then Peyton Pritchard on the cover in his Oregon stuff. And it's so cool to see him now just totally blossom into one of the most important players on a team that could win back-to-back rings. So,
Without a
very
doubt.
impressed with PP,
Gonna need him to keep it up in the playoffs off the bench as well if the Celtics are gonna want to repeat.
without a doubt. And that leaves us with the big one, the MVP. Mo, do you want to give your pick first?
I'm gonna start this off because
Okay.
there was a time about a year or so ago where we were making predictions, and it seemed like I was 1 year too early on this guy. If you guys know me and have been watching the pod, you know who I'm talking about. It is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We did a whole video on his team because of one, how unreal they've been this year, and two, how
Yeah.
good they're going to be for the next 10 to 15 years. This team with Shea at the forefront, it is scary. And the stats, leading the league in points at 32.6. 5 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.7 steals. Oh, let me throw a block in too. He's got some length.
Mhm.
52% from the field, 37.1% from three. Also had to throw in his percentage at the line, 90% at the free throw line, which definitely helps when you can get to
Yep.
that spot as he does. The Thunder are 12 and a half games ahead of the second place Rockets. And we talk about it all season long of how stacked the Western Conference is. The Thunder have just dominated, and they did it more so against the East.
Yep.
This
Right.
team 29-1 versus the Eastern Conference this season. Their only loss coming to the 1 seed in the East in Cleveland. It is just unbelievable what the Thunder have done. Career high in points and assists for Shea. I could go on and on, as you guys know. But this brother, who would have thought, being that big piece in the Paul George trade, like Obviously, you
Bro.
would hope he could perform at this level, but I'm sure no one thought it was going to be an
No.
MVP type level, especially this soon. Like, it is just,
No.
it's crazy. I'm running out of
Yeah.
words.
I'm not gonna let people rewrite history there either and say like to say Shea when he was younger had like all-star upside, I would have agreed. If you would have said best player in the league upside, I would me and everyone else. This is not a hot would have said no. That's like
Yeah.
probably not. I don't see it. Uh he has a real argument. And to me, we put out a video of why the Thunder could be a dynasty and win multiple rings over the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. This guy is the biggest reason for that. It's going to be, I think they stand maybe the best chance of anyone to win a ring. And
Yeah.
so I'm not mad at this pick. I I tossed and turned on my MVP pick. It literally 51-49. This is what I'm giving the edge to. I have Nikola Jokic, and this is like I deliberately wanted to pick a photo that had them both because it. So here's my thing. You said Shea. I have no argument against you. None. I'm not going to be
Yep.
the one to say Jokic deserves it over Shea. You're crazy. This might be the closest MVP race of my lifetime. Like,
Yeah.
it's really that close. When you're comparing their stats, you have Shea first in scoring, Jokic third, who is putting up 30 points as well. Assists 6.4 for Shea. You have 10.2 for Jokic. 12.8 rebounds for Jokic, third in the league. He's second in the league in assists, third in rebounds, third in points per game. All of these are for Jokic. He is seventh in steals. Seventh in steals behind Dyson Daniels, Matisse Thybulle, DeJounte Murray, who's missed a ton of time, Herb Jones, who's missed time, PG, who's missed time, and Luca. Those are the 6 players in front of him for that. He is putting up 0.7 blocks, so, whatever. It's not really his strong suit.
Not his game. Yep.
No, he is shooting 57.7% from the field and
Brother.
41.5% from 3, has made 134 on the season. The plus minus Shea's is the best in basketball at 12.1. Jokic is third at 8.1. It is like ridiculous, man. I'm not upset at all with either of these picks.
Dude. Yeah.
I like Jokic's 60-point triple-double. They lost. And God, that hurt my heart for Russ because that was like
That sucks, man. That really
rebooting
sucks.
your brain. Yeah, that was bad. But you can't blame the guy with the 60-point triple-double.
Dude, you're talking me into wanting to pick Jokic. Like the stats are freaking insane. Those are insane.
You're top 3 in points, rebounds, and assists, and 7th in steals per game.
Wait, he's averaging a triple double?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he is.
What? Brother.
Like it but to argue for Shea, he is the best player on the best team in basketball.
Yeah.
And the MVP argument is so interesting because there's different criteria. If you take Shea off of the Thunder, they to me are probably still a playoff team. Probably play in, right? But probably still there. If you take Jokic off of the Thunder, they're not a playoff team. Like, I feel pretty confident that
The Nuggets.
Jamal Murray. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
No, you're
Denver.
good.
Yeah,
Dude, I
I
agree
don't
with
it
that, dude.
51-49. I'm not mad either way at whoever picks who.
Both
And
are deserving. Like,
they
damn.
are. They are. I'm Oh, and I will say too, we have talks about unicorns all the time, not just us, but basketball fans. And it's always Wemby, obviously. It's Chet, makes sense to me. Porzingis was kind of the like first one. Jokic is a unicorn. And for some reason is not brought up, maybe because he's got like the physique of me, but like I like don't really know why he's not there. He's averaging a triple double.
And just the
So
things that he does, man, like so effortlessly, like the way, like, yeah, SGA is a great passer. Jokic is better at the center position. Like, it is just,
yeah, it bro,
it's stupid. It doesn't make it's a 2K build. He is a 2K build.
it
Like,
is. It that you can't make.
yeah, that Ronnie won't let you make unless you're
No.
a celebrity and you can do whatever you want. But like, it is just we
Yeah,
need
this
to appreciate what we may never see anything like what we're seeing in Jokic ever again. Like,
nah, he will go down as a top 10 player of all time. It's
100%.
I I would be curious, and we don't have to. This is honestly an interesting video of itself, but how many top 10 all-time players are in the league right now? You have Jokic, you have Braun, you have Curry, you have KD. These are all people that are arguments. I'm not saying all of them are top 10. Let me
Mhm,
clarify
mhm,
that. But
mhm.
Curry,
And
you have
especially, I mean,
KD,
by the end of their careers, man, like, it's
that
gonna be pretty
Luca,
hard to, dude.
Giannis. Where's Giannis in there? Like Wemby, is he gonna go down as a top 10? Like all of these, if this is where my Celtics thing is gonna come in and people can roll their eyes. If the Celtics become a dynasty and it's off the back of Tatum, I'm not saying top 10. I'm not saying top 10, but top 20, 25.
Mhm.
Like that's we are spoiled rotten with the abundance of talent we have in this league. And the fact this even gets to be a debate is awesome.
It
So,
it is. Like, we're watching history night in and night out. Like,
yes.
these, I mean, I'm sure like most sports and like it's going to continually get better with the skill level and just what
Yep.
guys can through 1 through 5, but it's another argument that this might be like the golden age of the NBA. Like, this with the passing of the
I
torch from the old heads to the, like, it is just beautiful what we get to witness
it
night in
is.
and night out. And some people um, can't seem to see that or wrap their head around that. And I say, I'm
You
sorry. I don't
you
know
don't
what to
like
tell you,
basketball.
man.
You
Yeah,
just
like,
don't
you're
like
not a
basketball.
fan. Yep.
No, we have Marcus Morris going on ESPN talking shit about Jokic. Like, bro, we have Shaq say Bull is better than Wemby. We have like all of these things where it's like I hear those things and throw them away. They're not even. I forget what analyst said it, and I don't even think they meant it in a condescending way.
Hmm.
It was last week or something, and they were like, "I feel like we could start having the talk about Jokic as a top 10 center all time." Uh, Yeah, he's arguably we could talk about top 1 center all time, top 10.
Yeah,
He's in that now.
you're
He could
you're
retire now
tripping.
and not win MVP,
He
a
is a
ring, 3
hundred percent top
MVPs.
10.
Yeah, well, like what are we talking about? Like he's up there with Hakeem. He's up there with Shaq. He's up there with Will. He's up there with Bill. Hakeem. He's up all of those guys. That is his competition. So
Hmm. It's just
off
blessings,
put
man.
rant. But
Yep. Yep.
yes,
No, I
like
love it. We had to get that off our chest, bro.
yeah, yeah. Like again, and I would love to hear people's arguments in the comments because I'm not mad. Like I will, like I said, Mo picked Shay. I wasn't arguing him because
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty good, man.
That
And Mo's
brother's
been on
damn
that from the
good.
jump. So
For whatever reason, I just saw
you
something
saw
in
the
this
aura,
light skin brother. Like I just saw some, but people need to
man.
appreciate Jokic too, though. That's basically what we're like. We
Yes,
just gotta
yes,
appreciate what we have before it's gone,
yes.
before it's too late.
And what we really need to debate: Shay in the Nokia video or Jokic in the Despicable Me commercial. That's the real debate.
Facts. We're not talking the
So
real news.
no,
Let us know in the
like that's what really
comments.
matters. Yeah, let yeah, let us know in the comments who you have in that hypothetical. Um, that's our ballot though. Let us
Yep.
know yours. Let us know if you care about collector player. Put someone and maybe say why we're dumb for not caring. But I don't think you're gonna sway us. I really don't think we care enough to ever do it. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, let us know your picks, MVP, early finals winner, all of that fun stuff. We'll have a ton of NBA content coming up the next couple of weeks. And
Uh-huh.
Mo, anything to add before the song of the pod?
Just cannot wait for the play-in and the playoffs here in the next week or so. As they said, stay tuned for those videos. They'll be coming out
Yeah.
around the time when they're getting kicked off. I think I'm ready for song of the pod, man.
If you've got a song, Mo, kick us off.
I got a little something. Life Goes On by Lucky Third. I just love the
Banger.
instrumental, love the beat.
Yeah.
Just a nice little chill kickback type of song. I'm sure most of you have heard it. If you haven't, for whatever reason, go check it out. It's a
You're
nice
welcome.
spot. Mm-hmm.
Great pick. I have got Elizabeth by West Side Gun. One of my favorite beats ever. You could say this about like almost every West Side Gun beat where it's just like you could hate his rapping and the beats alone are worth listening to. Um man, I'm not even gonna start glazing. But I will say maybe one day if I get bored or something, I'll compile like a Spotify playlist of all of the songs we've picked in all of these videos. My
We
God,
should.
it would take, yeah, it would take an effort, but I think it would be fun to have that. So maybe we'll see if that is something people want to put that together. But
Yep.
that's the video for y'all. Let us know
Yeah,
what you
man.
think. Thank you for the love, the likes, the subscribes, all that good stuff. And
All of it.
we'll see you later in the week with another video and then a couple videos next week. Love y'all. Take
Love
care.
y'all.
Be
Stay
safe.
tuned.
And we'll see you in the next video. Peace
Later,
out,
everyone.
everybody.
Peace.